Hello everyone, we have some great news today. William's character trait, which upsets Kate, was inherited from Charles. Kate Middleton shudders from the scandal with Prince Andrew, which could turn into a new nightmare for her. The most touching moments of Kate Middleton's communication with the late Queen. All of this is ahead of us, but for now, let's start with William's character trait that upsets Kate.
There are topics in the British monarchy that people prefer not to talk about out loud. One of them is difficult character traits that are passed down from generation to generation. And it seems that Prince William inherited from his father Charles not only the position of the future king, but also the very weakness that once almost destroyed his parents' marriage. At first glance, William is the exact opposite of Charles. Unlike his father, he grew up in a more open and humane era, and always managed to give the impression of a people's prince. He is loved for his sense of humor, gentleness, and family values. According to British polls, the Duke of Cambridge is one of the 3 most respected members of the royal family. But sources close to the monarchy claim that even the most ideal husband has his weaknesses, and Kate Middleton has come face to face with them more than once. Youth and the first alarm bells. Even while studying at St. Andrews, William was very popular with girls. Despite his relationship with Kate, he allowed himself to flirt and take easy liberties. After graduating from university, the press got photos of the future heir to the throne relaxing in bars, hugging strangers, and clearly in no hurry to behave like a prince. Although there was no evidence of infidelity, Kate herself was going through difficult times in those years. Distance, constant media attention, and rumors about other women caused her pain and doubts. The party scandal of 2017. It seemed that with the birth of children and new responsibilities, William had put a turbulent past behind him. But in March 2017, a scandal broke out, which again put his reputation at risk. While the royal family was participating in official events, the prince went on vacation to Switzerland, not alone, but in the company of friends and girls of model appearance. Dancing, beer, flirting, photos from the Alps instantly spread all over the internet. The newspapers were full of headlines. Anti-monarchists demanded that he be stripped of his right to the throne, and Kate, according to rumors, was experiencing real shame. A year after the scandal, she gave birth to her 3rd child, and the couple once again appeared perfect, but the sediment remained. While we are learning the shocking details of William's dark side, I remind you that there is great news ahead. The story of the Marchioness of Cholmondeley. In 2019, the British press started talking about the alleged new triangle again. The family's neighbor in Norfolk, Marchioness Rose Cholmondeley, became the heroine of the headlines. Kate and Rose allegedly quarreled over the Marchioness's excessive friendship with the prince. There were no comments, of course, but the silence only fueled the rumors. For Kate, who has always protected her family from prying eyes, such speculation has become a real challenge. I don't want you to repeat my mistake. Interestingly, it was Charles who once helped his son realize who he really loved. When William doubted his feelings and was in no hurry to propose to Kate, he turned to his father for advice. He replied simply, "If you're not sure, let her go. Don't do what I did." These words marked a turning point. William realized that he did not want to lose Kate, and it was then that their relationship finally strengthened. Today, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are a model of stability, nurture, and love. But behind this outward calmness, there is real work on oneself and the ability to forgive, traits without which even royal marriages fail. Do you think it is possible to completely get rid of hereditary habits if you grew up in a royal family where weaknesses are carefully hidden behind an ideal smile? And now we come to the main news for today, but the next news is also no less wonderful, so watch to the end. Kate Middleton is shuddering from the scandal with Prince Andrew, which could turn into a new nightmare for her. Kate Middleton and Prince William may face a new problem in their family as Andrew refuses to vacate the royal lodge. Prince Andrew's royal life and reputation have come under threat after he relinquished his titles and honors earlier this month. However, the messy fallout from the scandal involving disgraced Prince Jeffrey Epstein continues to affect the palace. As the former Duke of York comes under increasing pressure to finally pack up and leave the royal residence, an insider seems to have revealed what Kate Middleton thinks about the situation. The 65-year-old recently announced that he would give up part of his royal status just days before the publication of Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir accusing Jeffrey Epstein. In it, she claimed that Andrew sexually assaulted her 3 times when she was a teenager. He categorically denies this. However, the prince's well-known friendship with Epstein, who was convicted of sexual crimes, has significantly damaged public opinion about King Charles' younger brother. So much so that he is now under intense pressure to leave his home in Royal Lodge, where he has lived with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson since 2003, the Mirror reports. It is reported that the monarch has been pushing for this step for quite some time, but due to the irrefutable lease agreement with the Crown Estate for the 30-room apartment, Andrew can only leave it at his own request. It is claimed that Andrew and Fergie will agree to leave the Windsor mansion only if they are given 2 houses in return. However, if they refuse to move, the former couple will receive 2 new neighbors in just a few days. Prince William and Kate Middleton will move to their eternal home, Forest Lodge, as soon as possible, along with their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. However, according to rumors, they are not eager to see Andrew among their closest neighbors. It is said that in the past few years, the Prince of Wales has been the driving force behind encouraging the monarchy to take a firm stand against his disgraced uncle. Receive the latest celebrity gossip and TV news directly to your email. Subscribe to our daily newsletter about show business here. One of the options for Andrew and Fergie's move is rumored to be the Adelaide cottage, which is currently home to a family from Wales. Another option under consideration is the former home of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in the UK. The Sussexes were quickly evicted from Frogmore Cottage after the publication of the Duke's candid memoirs in 2023. A new Mail on Sunday report claims that Kate wants the issue with Andrew to be resolved before the family moves to Forest Lodge, and that one particular aspect of the ongoing scandal makes her shudder. A source said, "Catherine shudders at the thought of living so close to the Royal Lodge while Prince Andrew is there. William wants him to move out before they start moving in next week. It's not about what Andrew doesn't want to do anymore. The point is, what will he be ordered to do?" It is reported that Kate and William initially considered the Royal Lodge as their future home in Windsor. Join the Daily Record community on WhatsApp and receive the latest news directly in messages. Just a few weeks ago, the Princess of Wales almost had an awkward run-in with Andrew when she and her 3 children arrived at the filming of the new Harry Potter series, which took place in the Great Windsor Park. The former Duke of York also brought his grandchildren to the set, almost bumping into Kate and the children from Wales. One source said, "It was a little weird that Andrew came, but it was nice to see the kids having a great time."
They were busy looking at the Hogwarts Express, and it really was a magical time for them. The most touching moments of Kate Middleton's communication with the late Queen, from a heartfelt kiss to an infectious laugh. As a newcomer to the royal family, immersed in the atmosphere of pomp and ceremony of the monarchy, the young Kate Middleton often turned to the late Queen for support. Over time, they developed a bond that Richard Kay of the Daily Mail called grandmas. Kate once called Her Majesty a gentle mentor. As Kate transformed from Prince William's university sweetheart to the Princess of Wales and future Queen consort, her relationship with the late Queen grew stronger. In the Channel 5 documentary Kate and the Queen, A Special Relationship, Mr. Kay, senior editor of the Daily Mail, explained how the late Queen gradually began to trust Kate. He added, "I don't think she trusted anyone at first sight. We are all involved in the same show that supports the Queen." But in the case of Kate and the Queen, everything was much deeper. There was a real grandmother's love between them. Ingrid Seward, royal expert and editor of Majesty magazine, echoed his comments, saying, "I think the Queen saw her strength and realized that she is a caring person who is incredibly dedicated to her duty. I think Kate would really appreciate the kindness and attention the Queen has shown her, because she knows better than anyone how busy the Queen is. She took the time to make Kate feel appreciated."
It is believed that Kate became closer to the late monarch after the birth of 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, and made a lot of efforts to involve Her Majesty in the children's lives. It is reported that their relationship became even stronger after William and Kate decided to settle in Kensington Palace, which is within walking distance of Buckingham Palace. It is said that this couple often met for afternoon tea. But most of all, it seems, the late Queen appreciated Kate's ability to find common ground with her as she transformed from a commoner into a princess. One would expect a lot of luxury and fuss, but what really moves me the most is her love of simple things, and I think it's a special quality, the Princess of Wales said earlier. The Daily Mail recalls the 10 most touching moments that Kate experienced with her mother-in-law. 1. A heartfelt farewell kiss. When the royal family reunited publicly at Windsor Castle for the first time since the pandemic, all the attention was focused on how they would interact after such a tumultuous 9 months. After an eventful Christmas tour of the UK, Kate and Prince William met with the late Twain, as well as Charles, Camilla, Prince Edward, Sophie of Wessex, and Princess Anne. As the evening drew to a close and the Queen began to ascend to the castle, William could be heard quietly calling out to the monarch, "Bye, Grandma." Then, as a sign of their strong friendship, Kate curtsies and, saying goodbye, blows a kiss to her beloved mother-in-law. 2. Just the two of us, their first engagement together outside the palace in 7 years. In 2019, Kate and the late Queen, who was 92 at the time, visited King's College London together for the first time in many years to reopen Bush House, listed as a Grade 2 listed building. The couple looked incredibly at ease in each other's company and even laid a shared blue blanket on the back seat of the car when they arrived. In accordance with tradition, despite the fact that Kate was sitting closest to the exit of the car, she allowed the Queen to get out first. Etiquette expert William Hanson previously told the Daily Mail that during the long-awaited engagement, Kate followed royal protocol exactly as usual. He added, "It's interesting to note that Kate wore a more restrained dress in a medium gray shade, which sometimes blended in with the surroundings, allowing the Queen to stand out and attract the main attention." 3. Couldn't help laughing during a Diamond Jubilee visit.
During a children's sports event that took place in Nottingham in 2012 as part of a nationwide tour in honor of the late Queen's Diamond Jubilee, Kate laughed heartily with the monarch. Her Majesty holds out both hands in response to something that just happened, and Kate looks at her with a beaming smile and laughs. Backstage, William stood on the field in front of his grandmother and his wife, about to kick off the race. However, he was quickly surrounded by an excited crowd. William looked perplexed at the late Queen, who immediately burst out laughing and raised her hands in defeat. 4. A heartfelt DIY Christmas gift. After Kate agreed to spend Christmas with the late Queen at Sandringham with William and his family for the first time in 2011, she faced an incredible task. What should I give the Queen for Christmas? Like many newlyweds, Kate had a hard time choosing gifts for her husband's new in-laws, including the late monarch. So, the princess chose a thoughtful gift inspired by the stories of her grandparents. Kate decided to use her grandmother's chutney recipe and cook the Queen at home. The late monarch seemed to appreciate this gift very much because, as Kate said, the very next day it was on her dining table. Remembering that moment, Kate said, "I remember coming to Sandringham for Christmas for the first time and worrying about what to give the Queen for Christmas. I thought, God, what should I give her? I thought, I'll cook her something, and it could have been a disaster. But I decided to cook the chutney according to my grandmother's recipe. The next day, I saw it on the table. Such a simple gesture meant so much to me." This was a clear indication of their growing friendship as Kate joined the firm more and more. The photo shows them in a tender embrace upon arrival at the Christmas service. 5. Individual selection of a wedding dress. Just a few months after her wedding to William, Kate's £250,000 Alexander McQueen wedding dress, designed by Sarah Burton, was presented at a private exhibition at Buckingham Palace. The ivory dress with a satin bodice, lace sleeves, and a small lining on the hips was hand-sewn by the world's best seamstresses from the Royal School of Needlework using the Carrick-Macrollos technique. And as a sign of the budding relationship between the reigning monarch and the princess, they went on an excursion together. According to royal biographer Andrew Morton, the Queen was so happy about the happy marriage that she practically did not go on Kate and William's wedding day. She felt that the future of the royal family, her family, was now secure. The people admire and love the monarchy again, he said. 6. 3 generations of women. When Kate and William announced to the world that the royal family had a baby girl, Princess Charlotte, no one was as happy as the late Queen. Indeed, Kate was believed to have become even closer to the late monarch after the birth of all 3 of her children, although the monarch was rumored to be really excited about the prospect of a new young princess joining the royal family. Speaking in the documentary The Queen at 90 in 2016, Kate said, "It is very important to us that there is a new little girl in the family. George is very lucky to have a younger sister." The Queen was thrilled that a baby girl was born, and I think as soon as we returned to Kensington Palace, she became one of our first visitors. I think she loves Charlotte very much. She always keeps an eye on what she's up to. George is only 2.5, and he calls her Gan-Gan. She always leaves a little gift or something in their room when we come to stay, and it just shows, I think, her love for her family. 7. A joint visit that helped Kate get some more tips. In March 2012, Kate went on a solo trip without her new husband. He and the late Queen visited Leicester to begin a tour of the UK as part of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee celebrations. In a 2016 interview, Kate called the engagement the most memorable and added that she was pretty worried about being left without her husband. Reflecting on the role the late Queen played during this touching engagement, the princess added, "She was very supportive of me. The fact that she took the time to make sure that I was happy and that I was taken care of on this special day, which is probably just a minor element in what she does, shows how caring she really is." Royal correspondent India McTaggart said, "Catherine said that the Queen was very supportive when she first went out without William. I think she influenced her by setting an example." 8. The royals have an impeccable sense of style. When the late couturier Sir Norman Hartnell remarked that the Queen and the Queen Mother do not want to be trendsetters, he expressed the monarch's attitude to fashion. "That's left to other people who have less important jobs," he added. "Their clothes should be elegant, not sensational." Kate has learned this lesson. When she first shot for the cover of Vogue in June 2016, she abandoned designer dresses in favor of casual country-style clothes. The late Queen was thrifty. She grew up during the war and belonged to a generation that learned to make do with little and fix things. She was known to collect food stamps to buy a wedding dress and often had her clothes changed. She gave her things which were too big for her to senior staff. Kate also exchanges clothes and accessories with her sister Pippa. For example, Catherine Hooker's coat, in which she launched a lifeboat of the Royal National Institute of Water Rescue in Anglesey in 2011, was worn by Pippa at the wedding of Benjamin and Georgina Fitzherbert later that year. The Princess of Wales also follows Her Majesty's instructions in choosing the color scheme, often preferring monophonic items from the Rainbow Collection. 9. Jewelry as a sign of love. After the Queen's death in September 2022, Kate tried to preserve the memory of her beloved monarch, often wearing jewelry that previously belonged to the late Queen. At last year's National Memorial Service, she chose the Bahraini pearl pendant earrings that the late Queen wore in her first formal portrait, painted by Dorothy Wilding in 1952, and which remained her favorite piece of jewelry throughout her reign. And during Prince Philip's funeral in April 2021, the princess was the epitome of dignity and grace, dressed in Her Majesty's jewels. Paying tribute to the late monarch, she wore the Queen's pearl necklace from Her Majesty's personal collection to the service at Windsor. Similarly, during the coronation of King Charles III in May 2023, Kate wore the George VI diamond necklace for the first time in an official portrait dedicated to this event.
The late queen wore this stunning necklace with 3 rows of stones given to her by her beloved father George VI throughout her reign. The royal mother of 3 donned a matching pearl necklace and earrings that once belonged to Her Majesty in memory of the late Duchess of Kent during her funeral service in September. 10. Kate smiles broadly, looking at the late queen as a guiding light. Throughout the queen's long reign, Kate often smiled at her, as if admiring her impeccable work ethic and sense of duty. Unsurprisingly, Kate, as the longest reigning monarch in British history, sought to learn as much knowledge and experience as possible from a woman who knew more about royal life and protocols than anyone else. Indeed, according to royal expert Victoria Murphy, Kate always referred to the late queen as an important source of gentle mentoring. She added, "From the very beginning, Kate had much more in common with Elizabeth in terms of character. There's something about them that gives them inner balance and the ability to lead and command respect."
Royal correspondent Katie Nicholl, author of The New Members of the Royal Family, The Legacy of Queen Elizabeth and the Future of the Crown, noted their unique bond. According to her, the late queen provided the princess with great support and helped her even before she married a member of the royal family. In an interview with OK, the expert said that before the royal wedding, Her Majesty provided Kate with her personal office and maid of honor so that she could get to know the inner life of the royal family. The author said it meant that Kate could go and talk to them firsthand about what it was like to participate in royal events and how one should behave. And she accepted the offer and tried to benefit from the experience. They really had a good relationship. In part, this relationship was based on mentoring, and the queen could share her advice, values, and